29. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at J58 Casino Hotel. This July, money and passion go hand in hand as we celebrate with our $20,000 Firecracker Cash and Couture event. Be here Friday, July 12th and 26th for your chance to win your share of $20,000 cash or a Gucci backpack. 2 winners will be drawn every hour starting at 4 p.m., leading up to our grand prize drawing at 8 p.m. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem, please on your care line. Please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
So I'm here with New York-based trial attorney Anthony T. DiPietro. Anthony is the first lawyer to start filing doctor exploitation cases over 11 years ago. And he exposed the Robert Haddon cover-up at Columbia University. I'm stressing the importance of contacting Anthony if you are a patient of urologist Darius Paduch at New York Presbyterian, the Brady Urology Institute at Weill Cornell Medical Center, or Northwell Hospital.
Darius Paduch has just been criminally convicted for fraud, abuse, and exploiting male patients. If you thought the varicocele procedure, ED, or Klinefelter's treatment by Paduch was suspicious, you were right, and I can help. We've already recovered over $250 million for our clients against hospitals and bad doctors.
Call them today at 212-233-3600 or visit atdlaw.com.
For a 100% free and confidential consultation, please contact me at 212-233-3600 or visit atdlaw.com. You're not alone anymore.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data, all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wine. Guys in the know, and price is so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Brian Kilmeade here. NYPD officer Jonathan Diller's tragic story made national headlines this year. Jonathan was shot and killed by a career criminal during a traffic stop. Jonathan, who was just 31 years old, leaving behind his wife Stephanie and their 1-year-old.
Forgot to bring my water.
Nothing will ever replace the loss of a husband and father. But the Talented Towers Foundation was able to pay off the mortgage on the Diller family's home. Help heroes like Jonathan and their family. Donate just $11 a month to Talented Towers at T2T.org.
This is Kim Commando's Digital Life Hack.
Now, the 4th of July is much more than a hot dog festival. It's a celebration of the Declaration of Independence, the founding document of the United States. It's our declaration free from British rule and the basis of American democracy. I'm Kim Commando for Incogni. Stop robocalls, spam text, junk email, and remove yourself from the internet. Get 60% off today at privacykim.com. The actual Declaration of Independence is on display at the National Archives. It's sadly severely faded due to wear and tear. It's been on display for decades, including 35 years of direct sunlight exposure. But you can actually see it up close and personal anywhere in the world, trapped in time on the web. Archives.gov is the official website of the National Archives. There you can get an online exhibit of not just the Declaration of Independence, but also the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Alexa, stop. So let me show you. I received it the day before yesterday. So that's the 3,000 milliamp hour battery. Oh my God, here we go with the focus. Here we go with the focus. Put it right. I'm gonna put it right there in their face. Come on, man. If I go like that and I put it right there. Oh my God, this focus is really horrible. If I go like that, it'll focus. Is that my hand is shaking too? Oh my God, I had it. My stomach is growling. Wow. Oh my God. Anyway, there you go. You can read it back. 3,000 milliamp hour. Okay. 11.1 watt hour. 3.7 volt. There you go. Then you buy. So I bought two of them for $10.89, I believe. Yeah, $10.89. And I got it the day before yesterday. So I have one here, and the other one is on the Kidosin DX286. And then I borrowed from these. So I'm gonna put them back here. So these are the green ones. These are the stock. These are the stock XHDATA batteries. So these are 2,000 milliamp hour, whatever. Anyway, you get the picture. Anyway, forget it. I'm not gonna put it right over. 2,000 milliamp hour. These are the stock ones when you buy XHDATA radio like this one, or even the weather one. They come with these. These are the stock ones. So that's more high capacity, the yellow one. So I borrowed them from here for when I had received this radio. This radio was sent to me months ago. As you can see, it don't have the WB 60, this D608 WB. It just says D608. This was a prototype. They sent me this months ago to test. So before it was released to everybody, I had this for a few months. I was testing it. But when they send it to me, they send it to me without a battery. So now it has a battery in it, its own battery now. Because I borrowed from this one all these months. I was borrowing from, because I have three of these. I have the WB version of this one. That one works fine. And then I had these two. These are the original D109, right? I'm sorry. Lanyard, please. And one of them had the tuning glitch. And then they send me the firmware updated one. But then one of them, the tuning wheel just broke. You see, it's just spinning freely now. It broke in there. I don't want to open it and fix it because at this point. But I guess you can't open it and fix it. I don't know. Maybe there's a band. Maybe there's like a rubber band or something that broke. I don't know what it was. I mean, I can still tune it by using of course, the keypad. That's a good thing about this radio. It has a keypad. So I can still tune with the keypad, and also I believe I could also use this, but I just use this keypad. And because one of them is like that, the other one is working fine. It's just the glitch when you go above. It only happens on shortwave when you go above. So I'm putting these batteries back in here because I don't need the green ones anymore. So I keep them here. And you heard it, right? Just put the battery on. There you go. So these are the 18650 batteries. I went to another website, ordered some batteries, but unfortunately I ordered the wrong one. I had because 18650, when you shop around for them, you got to be careful. This is what they call, I believe, unprotected button top. Then you have the protected. I'm confused about which one is protected, which one. Anyway, one is the button top. This is called a button top. So it has like a button on top. It's flat. The other one is called a flat top. And I believe you can still use those on those radios. I ordered 3 of them by mistake. They're going to be in a few days. But I also ordered a charger. So that's the most important thing, is I'm getting that charger. So I don't have to leave it on the radio. I could charge them. The 3 that I ordered are 3,500 milliamp hour. But they're flat top. So originally I was going to cancel the order. Actually, I did try to cancel the order, and they said it was already shipped out. So when I receive it, they should fit anyway. The flat top should fit there. I know somebody said that it's a little too wide. No, correct me if I'm wrong. The 18650. The reason why they have the number 18650 is because that I think 18. If you break down the number, I think 18 is the width of the battery, 18 millimeters, something like that. And then the 650 has something to do with something else. So even the flat top 18650 is about the same size. It might be, it's just, imagine just truncating the top off. It should be that size. So if you look at a radio like this, you see how the spring is? You could still probably use that battery here. Although, and it's I will try that. Although there is some other things that people do, which I don't know if I'm going to go that route, is for, this battery obviously is a button top, but say if you didn't have the button top and you want to put something like this on it, there's some people that suggested, which I'm not doing, spot weld a top. I don't, because people use those batteries and these batteries for making a bigger, bigger battery, like a 12-volt battery, a bigger battery. Because they do sell the kit that you put these in, and you put the strip. It's a metal strip you put on it, and you spot. I'm not gonna mess around with that because I don't really care for that. But if you had a flat top battery, there's also another thing that people use, what they call neodymium. I don't know how to pronounce that. Neodymium magnets are about this size. They're very strong magnets, neodymium magnets. And they just put it on top of the flat, but I don't have one. Anyway, the end is going to look like this, the other side. The two flat batteries going to look like this. They put the little magnet here, and it's going to basically turn this into this. I don't need to go that route. I already have my batteries. What I'm going to do is when I get that battery, I'm just going to put it, obviously, it'll show you the polarity right there. Even if it's flat, you'll see the polarity right there. Okay, so this is positive. Where of course, this is positive. You can see it right there. It's right there. If you look at it real closely, the polarity is right there. If this thing will want to focus. So even if you get the flat one, you'll see the polarity and you know where to put. And I read that the only issues you have with that is if you're going to do a lot of, anything that has to involve with heat. So I believe for a radio like this, even if you get the flat one, you can still use it. From what I read, is when you start doing other stuff with it. And there's other stuff I know people tend to use them for vaping. Some batteries are not recommended for that. I don't vape. I don't really care for it. But there is some vaping products. Of course, people also use them in flashlights. I believe flashlights also, they have these batteries in it. So it's not only radios, there's a lot of other electronics that do carry the 18650 battery. And even the flat top battery. And I know Michael T. Radio 972 mentioned it, one of his weather radios. I don't have that radio here no more. It's the ER210 from Midland. I sold that radio to my brother. He moved out a couple of years ago. And I remember that battery being a flat top, I believe. But it shouldn't matter. As long as you don't, even if you use a flat top on a radio like this, you should be fine. You shouldn't have to do anything on it, I believe. And I will find out when I do get those, because the ones that I inadvertently ordered are flat top. And they're from Samsung. And they're 3,500 milliamp battery. They were on sale at this website. I think I paid $3 a piece. And I was skeptical about it, but but they are the Samsung ones, $3 a piece. They were on sale. So I got what it was, 3 of them. I got 3 of them. I let me check my. I think I might have gotten 4. I remember. I know the total was $26. So it might be 4. Yeah, it is 4. It's probably 4 because I got that and the charger. I did get the charger also because that's the more important thing. But what happened was I realized that after I placed the order, I realized they were flat top. So I already went ahead and canceled the order. I said, no, we already shipped it out. If you want, if you send us back the package, we'll give it a refund. And I was like, okay. But when I get them here, I'm gonna try them out first. I'm gonna try one out and see if and I believe you can use the flat top. The main thing is with the flat top, obviously, is if it you know, you see this one right? You see the contact for the positive. It's hard to see here, but it kind of sticks out. So this one, even if I put the flat top, might still make contact. That's the main thing is you want to make contact with the positive side. You can put a piece of metal strip. You can bend a little metal strip and put it in there, and that'll create enough of a contact for the flat battery, for the flat top battery to work. Because this battery in particular, there is a little, it's hard to see in there, but let me try to get a better, maybe you can see. I hope that it's just this thing doesn't focus. Oh, God, let me try to go like, try to focus. Okay, I got to put this, I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I'm trying to get a steady hand here. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry for that. Let me focus it this way, and let me bring the radio this way. Maybe I can get a shot of it. But you can see with the contact. You can barely see it. If my fat finger wasn't in the way, you can see it. You see how that one sticks out a little bit? So that one you can kind of get away with the flat top battery. But I'm gonna verify that when I do receive it. So I'm probably gonna receive it by the weekend. I should have that battery. And if that works, then I can recommend that for some radios. Although I could just put a piece of metal there or something. It just has to make contact with that because I'm feeling it right now, and this will definitely make contact with that because it's a push top. If the flat top battery, the one with flat top on both sides. Yeah, also foil. The only thing they said they say about foil is that on a radio it's not going to be a big deal. But they say depending on the application, because of the heat transfer, that it can cause an issue. Overload. Hello and welcome. If you have a nipple on the positive side on the flat top battery, yeah, it should work. I know it should work. Because I'm gonna try that. So my thing is, I'm gonna use a strip of metal. The reason why I don't want to foil because it's just paper, it's foil paper. I don't want foil paper. I'm gonna do it with a piece of metal. A piece of no, I'm not gonna solder. I'm not doing any soldering because it's temporary. I can just put a piece of metal and bend it, and I have a little thin strip piece of metal that's conductive. Um, you know. Also, I heard also that I don't like the idea of using magnets, but there is what they call neodymium magnets. Let me put this radio down. Neodymium magnets. They're about the same size as this. They're little button magnets. They say just put the neodymium magnet on it, and that's going to create enough of a, Of course, foil is the first thing I thought about too. Foil paper. You can do that. Uh, paper clip. You can bend the paper clip and do a little and put it right in. But again, I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I don't want to mod the radio. I mean, I can just scrape off that plastic. I can scrape enough of I can scrape enough of that plastic. I have a Dremel tool. I have a Dremel tool. I can just Dremel off a couple of pieces of the plastic, and then you see the thing stick out. The metal will stick out, and that's it. And make contact. Problem is that this plastic on this radio is over the button. It's like it's not even a millimeter. It's like a hair over the. But it's gonna work. So those are 3,500 milliamp hour batteries, the Samsung ones that I'm getting. So obviously I'm gonna use that for the other radio. And so hello, Spindle Twister 344. I hope you're doing well. I'm just relaxing today. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I was cutting the grass out there yesterday. I was doing a lot of yard work yesterday. And I am taking a break today. Put a piece of cider on solder. Oh yeah, you meant solder. Yeah, that too. But I really don't want to put solder. I don't want to put solder on there. Because I want to keep the battery, the flat top battery, the way it is. Because if I ever get another radio that needs a flat top, for example, like the weather radio, the one that Michael mentioned, I have the box right there. If I ever get that type of weather radio, I know those uses flat top batteries. I can just use them. I think the best way is just to get a piece of foil, like you mentioned, but not foil paper, a piece of metal, and do that. I'll be right back. Alexa, play WABC.
Playing WABC.
Be right back.
Yep, that's right. Donald Trump ain't no waste time, folks. He's gonna keep it going.
Georgia, Stacey Abrams is the governor of Georgia, she said. What?
Andrew, thank you for that. We got to move on. Elvira in New York. How are you, Elvira?
Oh, Mr. Golden, you are my hero. You may have Princess Di, but you are the king. I love listening to you every day. Bob Grant would be proud of you. I love everything that you say with your music. Just divine. So, this is my take. The whole thing with the debate the other night, it's like the emperor has no clothes. We've known about this horrible, quote-unquote, fairy tale for years. They want to let Mr. Joe go gracefully. So they knew how bad he was. They let him appear this way. Oh, wake up, children. This is what Grandpa is like. As far as who would take his place, you know what? I almost feel he should stay because he does have Obama pulling his puppet strings. But if it's anybody else, they're evil. They're going to have their team as well as Obama.
Well, Elvira, you certainly said a lot there. Let me just say this about that. I find it amazing right now. The press is asking itself, you see this in any number of stories. The attitude is like, we didn't know. We couldn't. Nikki Haley, of all people, called out Stephanopoulos. She said that Biden had cognitive issues. Stephanopoulos argued with her up and down the line. And today she has a piece out. Hey, George. Yeah, love it. Let's check in with West Virginia and Tom. Tom, how are you? Quickly, my friend, time is fleeing.
All right, I'll get right to it. I won the call and commend you on what a wonderful smackdown you gave to the Supreme Court and the integrity of it on Monday. But I say, I will never get off the King James throne. I'm right there with you. I'm on the right hand. This stuff about Michelle Obama is nuts and crazy. They can talk about all the polls they want. She's never been tested. She's never been tried. And she's never debated Donald Trump. These polls are useless. This whole thing is a facade.
Alexa, stop. Yeah. I thought it was a postal. I saw the corner of mine. I heard it. That's why I ran out of here. Yeah. And hello, T Radio Net 72. Hello, Michael. Hope you're doing well. And hello, Andy Cowley. Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to try them out anyway because I could have canceled the order. They said they shipped it out. But I did receive the yellow XHDATA ones, Michael. So I got one on the Qdosin and one on this one. So I got these now. I had the Qdosin out there last night. Much better. Much longer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I've been trying out. Let me go get the one that I was trying out. Oh, it's right here. No, you reminded me about that. So hello, Andy Cowley. Hello, brother. T-Rating 972. I've been testing out medium wave with the external antenna jack on the DX286. And it's been working out well. It's even better than the ferrite. But yeah, I've been trying this one. And this antenna. And I'm going to have to get a new webcam. This one focuses. I think it's the lighting in here that really messing up the focus. I turn on this light. Let me see. Let's see if it helps with the focus. Let's see if I block this out. Yeah, this one is really. Yeah, this is not like the one I have upstairs. This one really is very slow response when it comes to. Anyway, this is the. Let me type in the call sign. Better than saying that people are like, what? So it's Sierra, Victor, 2, Charlie, Zulu, Foxtrot. So that's what this one is called. You can still get this on eBay. Originally, the original maker for this passed away a couple of years or so ago, but his family kept selling off the inventory, and apparently, I guess somebody took over making these. They took over making these. So this is for medium wave, and it has the jack. It has the jack, but I just put on top of the radio. I have a stand, acrylic stand. I put on top of it, and I was tuning with it. You know, you put on the frequency you want to hear. You got to tune this, just like the the Turk Advantage loop. And I didn't try that way. I was gonna try like that next. Put the wire into the radio and try that. I never tried that one with this one so far, but I may try that too. In fact, I ain't gonna try that. I gotta get I have a wire around there. I can just do that. So, hello SW Overload. Yeah. So T-Rating 1972. The 3,000 milliamp hour batteries are definitely better than the ones that I've been swapping in. Exactly, much better. Right now I'm charging the radio over there with the battery. And hello, Estrella Garcia. I hope you're doing well. So But I was playing around with this not last night, the night before. I caught a couple of catches with this because of course you can tune this, but I didn't do the wiring. I just put on top of it, on top of the radio. So for example, ferrite bar, I put on top of the radio like that on the stand, and I kind of feel my way. 'Cause I know the Qdos is more on this side, on the speaker side. I noticed when I moved it over, it got more sensitive. So now I'm putting the stock back in these radios that I borrowed. So that's what I was doing too. So of course, like I said, I'm gonna get those Samsung ones in a few days, but those are the flat top, and I'm gonna try to mount. Let me. What is that radio? Let me go get the radio because I want to see something on that radio. I'll be right back. Let me go get the radio. So, for example, the Qdosin. Yeah, I don't know which one I'm getting. I got it from. What happened was, let me put this one right here for a minute. So what happened was I went to that website, 18650batterystore.com or something like that. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let me turn on this screen. I can look it up over here. Hopefully, it'll fix itself up. Let's see now. Okay, much better. So let me open up. Move this tab over here. Let me just fit it in this window. 18. Yeah, 18650batterystore.com. That's why I ordered the flat top one by accident because they're cheaper. The flat top are a lot cheaper than the button top. But the button top, they were sold out. And this website, they were sold out. This is the website I'm talking about. $18650batterystore.com. So I bought. Let me check my email. I'll tell you right now if I remember. I don't know why these people keep sending me emails. Anyway, that email gets spammed like nobody's business. Right here. Oh yeah, that's okay. That's a charger, Michael. let me. Yeah. Okay. So here you go. XTAR MC 1 bay. Okay. See the Samsung. So I ordered 4 of them. I ordered 4 of them. So they 3,500 milliamp hour, but they're the flat top. And I ordered them by accident. So the charger, I do want the charger. I'm gonna keep the charger. The battery, well, I'm gonna keep them anyway because I paid a total of $20-something for it. It was $26 total. Not gonna break my head over it. The flat top, of course, I've seen a few people doing. Same thing with this radio. Qdosin, here you go. When you take out the battery, when you get a flat top, the only issue you're gonna have is this one. You see how the lighting does not do any justice here. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Again, you see how the top. Okay, then move this out the way. I'm trying to block all this out the way. You see how the top, the little button top in there, is not. Oh, that's a better focus. If I put the flat top in there and it touches that, this side, if it touches that, it should be fine. It should be fine. Otherwise, you could put a piece of a strip of metal, like foil, like a foil. Not foil. I don't want to use foil paper. There is of course, I also read that you can use neodymium tops, and that's it. It just needs to make contact with that. And a lot of these radios like this one, I just noticed there is in. There's a plastic kind of like there's a plastic wrapping around it. So, you can do things. You can trim off that plastic thing, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that to a radio like that, or any radio. I'm not going to do that. Or just stick a piece of metal, basically, just to make contact between the, the flat top, positive, and that. That's all. And that's all. You said something about that the battery is a little thicker. I believe they're not. I believe they're supposed to be the same size because, the number 18650 means that it's the same. It's the same size. It's just one is got the top and one doesn't. I know one of those is unprotected, protected, but for radio purposes, it's not gonna make a difference. That's more like for when you start messing with that is when you start making batteries. You start making bigger. When you do an array, when you use these for a battery array, when you start putting more than one of these and spot solder them and all that, or spot weld them, that's when you got to be careful which type of battery. But for using a radio, it don't matter if it's a flat top or it shouldn't matter. It just needs to make contact with that. And this one looks like it's also below. It's not flush with. It's not sticking out. That it'll make contact with the flat top. I think you need a little piece of and I seen them on AliExpress. They sell the little strips that people used to solder. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna take a piece of metal, cut it, and bend it, and that's it. If I want to try it out. But right now, I'm happy with this one. I am happy with this one. But I'm gonna try those out and just keep them for another radio. Also for another radio because I know, like you mentioned, I believe. But I believe that might. Anyway, I don't know because I don't have that radio no more. I sold that one. The Midland ER was that the ER210 had a similar battery like this, but with a flat top. But I don't know if it was 18650. There's another flat top battery that might be a little longer or wider, if I remember. I have to look at the box of that one again. It's been so long since I had that radio. But so I ordered those by accident, but they were a lot cheaper. And those are Samsung. And of course, they're only gonna be used for radios. They're not gonna be used for any type of application, like for example, constructing a battery, where you're gonna use them, when you're gonna use multiple of them and all that. That's when you gotta be careful. From what I read and from what I've seen, when you're putting them on a flashlight or radio like this, it doesn't matter if it's flat top or whatever. Just put a piece of metal or like somebody suggested, neodymium magnets. When you go on AliExpress, they sell all that. If you Google like button top replacement for a flat top, you come up with a whole bunch of links. AliExpress sells the neodymium magnets that you can just put the magnet on there, and that'll turn a flat top into a button top. And they're like $2 for like a handful of them. So, And hello, James Farley. I hope you're doing well. I watched a 6,000-mile video like 3 more times. I can't believe you laugh. So, yeah, no, it's funny. I mean, and the funny thing is that they actually sold a bunch of them. They sold a whole bunch of them. That's the funny thing about it. It says like when I checked, it was like 78 of them were sold. So who actually believed that? Like, I'm going to get a 6,000-mile antenna. You know, like, are you kidding me? Let me go there. Let me see. You got to put 6,000-mile. Yeah, your HD TV. This is, that's the one that comes up. Yeah, see? $14.98. There's one that's $14.99. 100 sold. Look. $100 of them sold. Let me see the other one. 46 plus sold. I guess 377 sold. So people actually buy these. They actually believe that. They actually believe that they're going to work. So I put one. But I put one on the watch list. See, they sent me an offer. Like, oh, we'll do you for $10. I'll get one and I'll stick it at the highest point of the house. I'll put it on top of the because I'm gonna get rid of the I'm gonna take down the MFJ 1886 and put it down in here, the second one. So I'm gonna take that one down. I'm gonna get a longer mass. Right now it looks all the way to the top. Okay, why my thing is shaky so much? What's going on? Why is I'm freeze framing now? Oh my God. Let me close some stuff here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. All of a sudden I was herky jerky. Okay, yeah, I know what it is. The eBay page takes up a lot of memory. It took 1.2 gig memory. Oh my God, let me close some stuff. Yeah, it took memory, I can see it. Okay, I'm gonna close the browser, the other one. Let me open this one, let me close. Yeah, sometimes you get memory leak. Because the eBay page keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So all of a sudden my video started. Yeah. Well, it doesn't say it's an antenna. It is an antenna. It is an antenna. I just looked it up on eBay. I put 6,000-mile. All of a sudden the rest of it came on. HD antenna, 360 degree. So it is an antenna. I'm gonna put the light back over there. Yeah. But this computer is a lot slower than the one upstairs. So I put that, as soon as I put the eBay page and it started loading and loading. And well, the thing I like about Chrome is that when you're about to click the browser, it tells you how much memory is using on that tab. So it shot up to 1.2 gig. So I said, okay, this is slowing down my video. Because I was going like herky jerky for a minute. So I said, no, I gotta close that tab before I lose the stream. Yeah. See, all these things you gotta keep in mind when you're streaming. You know, I got gigabit fiber. It's not the fiber, it's the computer itself. Your stream is as good as your computer. And this HP is not the best. I tried to install another video card on there last night just to play nice with this screen, and it didn't want to boot up. HP is notorious for all that stuff. That's why I don't like HP desktops or laptops. I don't like them. They make good servers. They make good servers. They go with servers. But desktops, I'm not crazy about HP. And you know, horrible product. That's somebody. Forgot the YouTuber. He HP stands for horrible product. Yeah. So Michael, I've been using it with this antenna, the Qdosin, and they also have a long wave version of this antenna, but I'm not buying it. The long wave now is non-existent here in North America. For me, I haven't heard a long wave signal in a while. But medium wave, this works fine. Of course, I am going to bring out, I'm going to use a Turk loop, but I'm going to wind it down on the medium wave because I want to do my review on it. Also, they contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in testing their future product. Of course, I say yes, absolutely. So so that means they are going to develop another model. And so they contacted me, and I said absolutely yes. So thank you, Qdosin, for reaching out to me. They said they enjoyed my video. They're happy that I love that radio. I said, yeah, I do love that radio. It's a great radio. So I'm glad that they reached out to me. This is why I keep saying, Ratty, I wanted to try out the RF919, but I read on a Facebook group that Ratty has issues. The RF919. If anybody was thinking about buying that one, I will not buy it now. There's too many issues with it. Dan Robinson, he's been on the chat. He has a channel, Dan Robinson. He has the Ratty RF919. And I guess they shipped it to him and he reviewed it or whatever. But there was a firmware update to get rid of the soft muting. But the firmware, what it did is it bricked his radio. So somebody wrote in the comments. I guess the firmware not only got rid of the soft muting, but it mute your whole radio. So the firmware update muted his whole radio. Basically, it bricked it. So I talked about that radio for a few months, and I said they looked like an interesting radio at the time. It did look like an interesting radio, but then when that guy reviewed that radio and the wheel was wobbly, and of course he doesn't know how to pronounce the company name, I was already like, okay. And then he couldn't really tune. I don't know. And this, I go back to that whole thing about sending radios like this, for shortwave listeners, for FMDXs, medium wave listeners, to a amateur radio operator. That's not their thing. Is amateur radio operator. They're making contacts. From the ones that I've seen, they don't really care about listening to other brands. So no, I tried that. That doesn't really do anything. James, that doesn't really do anything. If anything, you actually can make it worse. So let me go back up here. So T Radio 1972, my 18650 charger is the X-Star PB2C. Yeah, the one I have is a single one. And I just show you so it is X-Star. It's just a single one. Yeah, I did receive that one. Yeah, and that was a year ago. But I'm talking about anything below like in the 300 kilohertz range. I haven't heard those in a long time. The 518, and I heard that one a few times. I even decoded it. I decoded it too. I decoded that one. I had I put on, I forgot. It's on the laptop, another computer as a software, and it decoded it. I think I did it with is it FLDG? I put it on and it was decoding right away. FLDG or something. I did get that one. But I got that one when I was in Indiana. When I was in Indiana, I heard that one and I decoded it. That one I did. But over here, I have not heard any of them in a while. Now, if I go all the way down to VLF, which of course is more for the SDR, I can still hear the, all the way down there, I can hear the, Cutler Main. I can only hear that one. The time signal on 60, no more. It's too much interference now. And that's it. Yeah, I heard that some of them got decommissioned. Like 407, I haven't heard. 407, I know there's one at 360. Was it 366? I haven't heard that one in a long time. In the 360. Anyway, all of those I haven't heard in a long time. Yeah. James found the description does not say it is antenna. Well, it is an antenna. It's an omnidirectional antenna. It's just one of those antennas like that. When they say amplified antenna and it looks like a cylinder, that's omnidirectional antenna. Omnidirectional antenna. But nothing is not going to pick up. It's not going to pick up. I did a test the other day with the Yagi and the loop. The Yagi actually outperformed the FM loop here. The Yagi picked up 40 channels, and it's not even pointing toward New York City. It's actually pointing away. It's pointing away. It's like southeast. So if I turn that Yagi over here a little bit, I would have got a few more channels. But they all weren't strong. They all were pixelated. Of course, another thing about the Yagi, it does say it's amplified, although there is no way sending it power with a plug. So, I know with the SDR, I could send power to it by ST. And that didn't do anything. I tested that out last night too here. Because it says it's amplified. But I sent power to it and nothing. So it's a nice little antenna, but it's not, I'm not going to go, tell everybody to buy it. The interesting about that Yagi is it's pointing southeast. And I picked up Poughkeepsie on FM. I picked up 2 stations in Poughkeepsie easily. So on the back end, it still picks up 50 miles away on the back end. That's pretty cool. But also the same thing with the FM loop. I'm pointing that one to New Jersey, and I get on the back end Connecticut stations. And good signal. One was about 46 miles. Clear RDS and everything. No problem. They all sound good. Strong signal. So those 2 antennas are pretty good. Now I want to put them a little higher. So that's the next step. Now I'm going to put them higher. I'm going to take down the loop, MFJ 1886 loop. I have another pole. I'm going to bring that one up and put them higher, maybe a couple of more feet higher, at least, maybe even 3 feet higher than what they are now. At least 3 to maybe even 3.5 feet higher. and see if that makes a difference even more. And this time I'm going to point the Yagi true north, and the FM loop I'm going to leave it alone or point it toward New York City. Like New York City, Jersey Shore, Philadelphia. So that'll be like what? This is southwest, kind of like southwest. See if I can pick up, because that antenna I picked up Philly. The loop, when I had it pointing to Connecticut, I guess the back end picked up Philly, if I remember. No. Oh no. Oh no, I was pointing in north, and on the back end, I picked up Philly. And yeah, I picked up Philly. It was a Philly station. I forgot what it was. It was up there in the I'm trying to remember what it was. It was in the 100s. I know it was like 100. I forgot. It's been a long time. And I don't have no video of it or anything. And that's not the first time. I've picked it up a couple of times. It was it a rock station? Anyway, it was in Philly. I know it was Philly. It might have been 105, 107. I forgot what it was. So that loop is good. The FM loop is very good. The Yagi is okay. The Yagi would be better if it was by itself, higher, and just because the way I have it here pointed, there's nothing really on, I think, toward Long Island. It did pick up Long Island station, but it wasn't, I think it would benefit. So right now, definitely the winner is going to be the loop, the FM loop. The Yagi is okay. It's just too small. It's too small. Maybe if I had a longer one, more, or bigger. Maybe that's the next step. I don't know. I'm having fun with it. My thing is more the software. SDR Uno FM tuning is not good. It's not the best because they don't have an RDS thing built in. It's not like really built in. The new SDR Uno, it's not. I tried it last night. It's okay. SDR Sharp is good, but I'm using the RSPDX. SDR Sharp, I can use the HF Plus. Yeah. And then I lost my train of thought there for a minute. So yeah, so out of the software, SDR console seems to be the best in terms of the RDS and all that. It's just the trying to center it. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I need to figure it out. Yeah. T-Radio 1972, there's an old saying, goes like this. Yeah, sucker born every minute. Yeah, I know that's an old one. Everybody says. Yeah, I know that. If that antenna sold over 300 on one, it seems that a lot of people buy that antenna. I don't know why. Because there's no antenna that goes over 6,000 miles. 6,000 mile antenna. Or even 150 miles. That's exaggerated. Even 100 miles is exaggerated. Usually the curve after 75 miles, the curvature, because of the curvature of the earth, is no longer line of sight. You got at least, so anything over 75 miles is, bullshit. There's no such thing as that. But they put these numbers up too, of course. People believe it. They're like, oh my God, 150 miles. Oh my God, it got to be a great antenna. Not the case. And I could tell you right here, there's a lot of factors here. One, I have a bunch of trees here. I'm in a valley, so I'm at the bottom of a hill. So the hill is basically blocking a lot of the signal, or blocking some of the signal. Excuse me. Yeah, about 70 miles or 75 miles. I forgot what the number is. That is line of sight. After that is the curvature of the earth. Otherwise, like you said, it's skipped. And hello, Bobby. WA 510 7 SWL Morgan City, Louisiana. Hope you're doing well. TV rating 1922. The only long wave that I received were Canadian non-directional beacons. Yeah, same here. That was the ones I received. A couple of the Canadian ones. One was out of Montreal, I believe. Same thing. It was the original. I first heard it was with the PL660 that I have. That's the first time I heard any long wave when I got back into the radio listening hobby. It was no, not the Canadian one. It was there was another one. It was one in North Dakota, I believe. And then I know I heard that one before too. It begins with a Y. I forgot which one is it. Y. I forgot. Anyway, another Canadian. None of my other radio ever received long wave. Yeah, that's the other thing. Only my SDRs. My satellite 750 received long wave on it too before. That one received long wave. When I had it hooked up to a long wire, they received long wave. That's years ago now. James Farley, do you think if I got another AM 200 AM loop antenna and put it next to another one, I have two of them? No, actually I tried all that stuff. It doesn't really help. Actually, it can actually make it worse. You know, like in other words, stack them or something. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I mean, I tried it. It didn't really, because either you get the signal, you don't get the signal. That's another thing about these loops antenna. You do the signal's already there. The signal is already there. It's just that the loop or this particular antenna just really helps it tune better. If I, and it can add. I showed examples where when I took away the loop, it looked like the signal was gone. The signal's not gone; it's still there. It's just that it's you can barely hear it because it's a lower, maybe take it down a couple S unit or two. I don't know, because I've done that. So in other words, the signal's always there. It's just that, and I find that with this radio, this does help, but the signal's already getting the signal. I'm noticing that like last night I didn't take this out. I just put it back like I just let it, it'll drift in and out, and I am gonna try the loop on this one. But I noticed that's why I really kind of stopped. I want to stop using. I haven't used them in a while because they do help though, but it's more of a tuning thing, and it could bring it from barely listening to it to actually hearing it better. So if you're gonna stack more than one, it's not gonna do anything. It's not like you're gonna get a signal stronger or anything like that. No, it's just I think the one you're using is fine, and sometimes the signal comes in good, sometimes it don't. There's last couple of nights I had WHO coming good. Maybe because I haven't been paying attention to that station in a long time, or whatever the reason is. Lately, WHO is coming in good. It's actually coming in better than any time before that I heard that station. And KXCL now is coming in really strong. A few months ago, and I'm talking about during the winter, I couldn't listen to them that much. They were not as strong as they are now. And mind you, in the summertime, that's the way it is. I don't know why. I can't explain to you why. It just happens. That station, you know, like 3 years ago, of course, that's more of a transmitter issue, I believe now. I was picking up a lot of Cuban stations. I haven't picked up a Cuban station in over 2 years. At least 2 years now. Not one Cuban station. I thought I heard one last night on 1310. It sounded like Cuban music. It sounded just like Cuba. And it faded away. And then another station came in. And it came in for about a couple of minutes. It was playing strong Cuban music. It's definitely Cuban music. And it just faded away. And then another station took over. And it was a more local, you know, in terms of closer regional. I thought that was my first time catching the Cuban station on 1310. I don't know, and I don't even know what's on 1310. I didn't even look it up. So it's just weird. Sometimes, you know, it just comes in. You know, especially right now, I'm using a location right here in my backyard. Before I would be in the boiler room using it. Now in the boiler room lately, because first of all, it's too warm in there now. It's kind of humid now. That's why I go outside. It was nice, cool breeze last night. It was okay. It was comfortable. But lately, it's been coming in good. 1040. You know. But that wasn't always the case. I think sometimes it's just whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is, but sometimes you just get good signal on a particular frequency for a while, and it's like you have to write it, and then it goes away, and that's it. You know, because I've been doing it long enough that I see that the Cuban signals are no longer. I don't hear the Cuban signals all the way up here now like I used to. Maybe that'll come back in the winter time, but right now, nope. Last winter, I didn't get anything like that, and I didn't really try a lot last winter. You know, same thing with the New Zealand. You mentioned New Zealand, same thing. You know, of course, this radio picked it up well, and my other radios pick it up well. My SDR, I can hear it in SDR, and of course at night. You know, I'm only gonna get it at night. Like 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. You know, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I know that that's usually when I get it, like early. You know, 2 or 3 in the morning, or something. Yeah. T-Radio 972. Oh wait, I did receive that tech on 518. That's technically long wave. Yeah, it is technically long wave. Below 520 is long wave, considered long wave. Not when I picked up. But it's been a couple of years since I picked that one up. And yeah, so that is long wave. T-Radio 972. I heard a while back that a number of Canadian NDBs will be decommissioned. That could be, yeah, I heard that too. I heard quite a few of them were decommissioned. Maybe there's more chances to DX further out, but it hasn't happened for me here yet. So I just don't get anything on them. Maybe I have to build some kind of antenna that can go, you know, because really, technically, my loop antennas are not, especially MFJ is not designed to go below 500 kilohertz. It's not a wall broke. So it's not designed to go, so it's really, if I pick up something, it has to be a strong signal on long wave. Otherwise, the MFJ 1886 is kind of deaf on long wave. It's not designed for that. It's not designed for that. Same thing with the MLA 30. It's not designed to go low, but unless you get a strong signal, it will just come in, and you know. So I will have to get some kind of antenna that's designed to maybe, because there's still a lot of non-directional beacons out there. There's quite a few of them, but they're not here. They're just in Europe. A lot of them are in Europe. Kent to Kent, mathematics are involved. About what? I don't know what you said. I don't understand the mathematics part. Then again, I wasn't very good at, uh, it wasn't my strongest subject. I mean, I'm okay in it, but, you know, not my strongest subject. So, James Fowler, you are correct. 70 miles is the max for direct site. Otherwise, it's skip. Kentucky and long wave seems to be, yeah, well, long wave broadcast, it is a European thing. Long wave broadcast banned. We don't have that here in North America. There is no long wave broadcast ban. The only thing that's on long wave in this is non-directional beacons. Oh, yeah, pretty much that. Or I don't know what utility is. I know it's just non-directional beacons, which now there's not even, like we just mentioned, a bunch of them got decommissioned. So right now there's basically nothing here. Only NavTech, and I know Cutler, Maine, 24 kilohertz. I can still hear it, but that's technically below long wave. That's called very low frequency, or VLF. It's part of the long wave band, but it's way below long wave. It's like under 100 kilohertz, way below. So none of these radios goes below that. When they design these radios and they put long wave on them, it's for the long wave broadcast band in Europe. That's it. They're not gonna go lower than, like this one. I think goes to 144. 144 kilohertz. That's the lowest. James Fowler, I consistently get Radio New Zealand on shortwave at 9. Yeah, same here. I do get it too. James Fowler, around this time the day I pick up dozens of Chinese stats. Same here. I pick up a lot of CRI, CNR, is it China National Radio, something like that. I pick those up too. And hello, Tasso. Good afternoon and good evening. Well, technically is 5:47, so still afternoon. And I've been on for 1 hour and 12 minutes now. And I was just talking about it earlier that I received the yeah. So I did get the yellow ones. So the other ones, when I receive the other ones, I'm gonna try them out too. So I put the other ones back on these. I had to borrow 2 of these. So I put them back. They're a lot better though. The yellow ones are a lot better. Yeah, this radio does go longer. It does go longer with the yellow one. Much better. Yeah, it's a big difference. From 3,000 to 2,000, from 2,000 to 3,000, it is quite a difference. And also the watt hours, I believe. So it is a difference. I had that radio on all night outside for a few hours. No issue. With the green battery, maybe 4 hours in, it would have started dying out on me. If I leave it on all the time for 4 hours straight, or 5 hours even, really 4 hours, it would just finally drain the battery out. Now on this radio, the green one lasted a long time. Now I can imagine with the yellow one. The yellow The 3,000 milliamp on this. I think this radio now, when I fully charge it with that yellow battery, is gonna last for days. It'll last for days now. Cause this one I listen to when I'm not listening to that one. I usually listen to this one when I'm outside. Yesterday I was cutting the grass. I had this one outside. But this one's kind of loud. The little speaker's loud. I had this one outside, and the solar panel was charging it too. I had this one. Sorry. Yeah, so and what else I was gonna say? Now I need to mess around with the other one, the TF6686. I'm gonna be taking that one outside soon, but I want to do my final review on this one, the Qdosin, and then I'll start using the other one. Of course, I'm playing around with the two antennas now, with the setup here with the SDR, and so far I like them both. The Yagi's kind of it's okay, it's good, but I'm gonna change the directions on them. I'm gonna put them high. One is gonna go. They're both gonna go higher, and I'm gonna change the Yagi. I'm gonna put the Yagi pointing north. I just want to see what I can do. True north, nothing. Right now is on the chimney, but the back end of the chimney is kind of blocking the Yagi a little bit, and I was still the thing the thing about the Yagi is pointing southeast. But remember, the chimney's kind of blocking the back end a little bit, and I still got Poughkeepsie, 50 miles away, with the Yagi, with the back end partially blocked. So I could only imagine that the Yagi was out there in the open, all the way to the top of the pole. I think easily I could pick up. I'm gonna say I think you could pick up almost 70 miles. It doesn't clear. You know, I think I think can go that far. I think that means we're talking about what? If I point the true north, I'll be hitting like maybe the Albany's far. Albany's, yeah, Connecticut. Connecticut, I got 47 miles deep into Connecticut. Deep into Connecticut too. So I can imagine if I'm pointing true north. What's the major? I mean, I could probably get Syracuse, maybe Syracuse or something crazy like that. Because when I go on the roof, I have to show you the video. It's just the camera doesn't do justice. I can see mountains all the way up there, and you can see a small, tiny little tower, and I believe that's the Poughkeepsie Tower because it's barely seen on the horizon. It's 50 miles away. You can see a little tower on the mountains. There's a little tower. When I go to the roof, I'm going to try to focus it. It's hard to do with the phone. And you can see, it has to be when the day is clear, and the night's clear, you see the mountains. And that is the not the Catskills. Catskills. Yeah, part of the Catskills, the beginning of the Catskills. And from up there, you can see a little radio tower, you know. And I know when I did it with the drone, you can see it. And generally that's the direction of I think that's the Poughkeepsie tower. There's a radio tower or something, and it's big. It's like it's quite big. That's how I get that so clear. Yeah, but and because the thing about that is the higher you put it, the better. Like I said, the FM loop. I picked a Philly. Not recently. I'm talking about last time I had it up there a few years ago, and I was pointing toward north, and in the back end I was getting Philly. I got Philly. I had South Jersey. Philly, South Jersey, and Philly was coming in good. So I you know, now I'm thinking about a rotator. Just get a rotator. Because out of the two, definitely the FM loop is better. I can tell you that right now. FM loop is better. The Yagi's kind of cool, but it's, you know, the FM loop is way better. FM loop is, you know, uh, 'cause I seen the FM loop do his thing. When I called Philly, I was like, I called Philly like that's 75 miles at least. I forgot it's Philly, like 75 miles. How far is Philly? I have to check. Let me see. I'll tell you right now how far Philly is. If I go to my Google map, let me click on. Let me see. I'm going to measure the distance of Philly. So if I measure distance from Philly, Philly's 95 miles away. 95, excuse me. 95 for me. 82 for you, right? Yeah. So when I picked up Philly, it was strong. And I was like, wow, Philly. I just can't remember the station. It was a few years ago with the same antenna. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Measure distance here. From my location to Philly. Now, TV, they don't do that well. Especially the FM loop. The FM loop, I tried them both on this TV with that box. The Yagi did better. But in fairness, they both not pointed toward the city. And I know, be fair about it. And I think the Yagi, if I pointed toward the city, I would have got more. I got 40 with the Yagi. But it's pointing away. It's pointing southeast. It's pointing away from the city. The city is going down this way. And I'm pointing it this way. And I got 40 stations. But they weren't strong. They were, they weren't watchable. I don't know, pixelating. So, if I could take that, if I take that Yagi and put it toward the front of the house where the other ones are at, it might give a run for their money. Yeah, I picked up the Philadelphia one, but not recent. I'm talking about a couple of years ago with the when I had that loop a few years back. I think like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I first painted the room. And no, it was a while. Yeah, actually, it's like 6 years now, 5 or 6 years ago. So I know what that one can do. I know the FM loop can pick up, because that FM loop, if I put the link in the description, I don't know. I don't have the box anymore. It's a little box that has a blue label on it. That one says FM TV antenna, but it's not really TV. It's more like for RV. Like you can use that one as a TV antenna, but I think they made that for RVs. If you want to use it as a TV antenna for RV, but that's really and also you can open it up and turn it into S. I didn't know that. I saw pictures of it on Amazon. Because that antenna, it has a little black clip on it. If you take the black clip out, you can open it up and turn it into S pattern. And I read that the S pattern antenna actually works better. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried that way. So I can open it up and turn it into S. Because it's a folded dipole, right? It's like this. But I heard you can open it up and then one end, it basically turns into S. And I saw a couple of pictures on there. I don't want to open too many windows here. I just don't trust this computer right now. Let me see. Because Amazon is a memory hog. when it comes to this browser. Let me see. Let me try this one. So it's this one. And let's show a picture of it. Of course, this is the one I have up there. And that's the one I have up there. Right? And then I'm going to show you a picture of it. They have it open. I have to look at the review. In the review is in the review. I'm going down to the reviews. So let me go to the picture reviews. So somebody has it like this, of course. They have this one, a TV antenna, and that looks like a Wi-Fi antenna. And then somebody has it like this. You see how they have this one open? So reconfigure as an S shape, more than double the strength. That's what he wrote on his. So I don't know if I want to do. I don't know if I want to open it. I like the loop, the way it looks as a loop. So same thing. Somebody did it like the same person. They have it open like this too. Yeah. But I like it as I wouldn't want to leave it like that because the wind. I think the winds that I get here would. I may try that method, open it as, but I like the loop version. Kind of keeps it, and then I think it's more directional. And you see, this is marketed for FM. It is an FM antenna, but in the box, it says you can use this for TV also. But it doesn't work too well on TV. It didn't work too well. I didn't get that many stations. I got compared to the Yagi picked up. Wait a minute, oh, the Yagi picked up 60. Around 60. This one picked up about 40. That was, yeah, I remember that. So the loop picked up 40. The loop picked up 40. This one, 40 TV stations. The Yagi picked up 60. But they were both, of course, because they were both not pointed toward most of the towers are near New York City. So have I would have had those pointed there. So I may just point them both there. And I want to test out the FM there, see if it goes maybe past New York City and it goes all the way down to and pick up something else. Also, I want to, because I want to test them on TV and see if I get a better picture with either one. I think that's the next thing. When I go back up there, I'm going to point them both the same direction. I'm going to point them both the same direction and do tests on them. I'm going to test it on the TV, but I'm also want to see how many FM radio stations I can pick up, because they're pretty strong on the back end, and but before I do that, I want to put the Yagi higher too. And right now, it's like the chimney's kind of blocking the back end of it, so I want to have a fair comparison. I want the Yagi and the loop to be open, because right now the Yagi and the chimney line is here. The Yagi's like right there, and kind of like this. So the chimney's kind of blocking some of the back end of the Yagi. Yeah. So Tassel wrote, I haven't done much shortwave listening lately. No, it's been off the chart. Yeah. James Fowler, I bet there'll be a lot of pirates tonight. Yeah. So yeah, I got Connecticut. I went down to South Jersey, Central Jersey actually. Dover is in Central Jersey. That's past Parsippany. That's where my sister-in-law lives at down there. So, yeah. The Clearstream, there is a VHF element. It's clipped on the smaller one. So that one, what I may do with that one is I never tried it with the. I think I did, and it didn't. Anyway, the Clearstream, there's two of them, right? I have the Clearstream 4, which is the one with the 2 bays. Then the Clearstream 2 is a single bay. But then if you look at the Clearstream 2, you look at my video, there's like 2 little rabbit ears up there. They're like 2 little straight black. That's the VHF element. So that's an add-on. You clip it on, and then you have to run the wire inside the. So right now I'm using that one with the Clearstream 2. What I was gonna do, I was gonna take that out. Get rid of the Clearstream 2. Just put the Clearstream 4 up there. Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing exactly. That's high VHF. But I'm thinking long term, I may just get rid of those 2 and get a directional. I'm leaning toward the because I don't want to get television now. It's too expensive. So I'm thinking about there's an RCA one that I like. I think it's the 75 one. Yeah, but the RCA one has that. It has the element is much wider for low VHF. And that's why, because I was watching the video the other day again on Tyler's video. It's the RCA one, but it's a model. I know it has a number 75 on it. Was it Tyler? Might have been Tyler. There's another guy too. He's a North Coaster. He's a satellite guy. North Coaster Hobbyer or something. I forgot. I know it's North Coaster. He lives in Canada. He has that antenna, the RCA 75, and he likes that one too. And I was looking toward that one. And that one is about. Now, if I look at that one, let me see. What is it? RCA. Let me look it up. RCA. Oh my God, I typed it. Bro, there you go. RCA. I think it's 75. Of course, they market a 75-mile antenna, but it's a compact Yagi. But I think it has the wide. The elements are wide enough. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. I think it's this one. Okay, that thing is in the. My God, that thing is in the way. It's this one. Because it has that long. It has 2 of them. There's 2 VHF. And then you have that one, and then you have the 3. It's something like this one. Because the problem is if I get a bigger antenna, the problem is the mast. If I start getting a real bigger antenna, I don't want a guy wire mast. I don't want to do all that. And I need to be stable. It cannot be to the point where it can, That's why I want to get a Yagi, but it can't be a directional, but it can't be too big. I can't have that. So, and people like this one. I think this will be enough for me. Just point it toward New York City now, because then the back end, I'll get. I think the back end alone, I'll get I remember because because I had a similar one of these when I first moved here, but it was damaged. It was damaged. It was, I think one of the elements was broken and it was missing one of the, and I picked up, pointing into New York City, that one I picked up Poughkeepsie. Picked up, Poughkeepsie, I forgot what other station. Good signals. But I got rid of that one. It was falling apart because when I bought the Clearstream, I threw that one out years ago, thinking that the Clearstream was going to do, and it did for a while. But so it's I think it's this one is a similar one that I have to check which model, and I think that one will work for me. And this one gets high, 4.5 stars, 12,514 ratings. A lot of people seem to like this one. And I wish I could get a bigger one, but the problem is the mast that I have up there, it won't be stable. And I'm gonna put that one on the J. I may put that one on the J on that J pole, where the other two are. I may put that one there for now, or I don't know. Let's see, because I'm eventually I may take down the disc cone, but I because there's a little open. You gotta understand that it's unique here. That's another thing. My roof, there's a little opening where there's no trees. There's a little opening where there's no trees in the way. So I kind of needed. I need that because the trees here is too much. It's like I got to shoot through I don't know how many. I can show you. I showed you before. There's an opening where I have to aim it kind of there, and then the problem with the Clearstreams they're both not they're omnidirectional, so they're not really good in directional. They're not. So that's why for my location I need a directional antenna. So let me see the pictures they have here. And people use these in their attic, but I don't have an attic. I know. Even if you move a few inches, sometimes it makes a big difference. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta find a sweet spot. I may go the route of a rotor. Maybe I'll get that and I'll get a rotor, because then I can move it where I want to move it. And I could just look at, depending on the channel. But it's hit and miss a lot. Sometimes, like you said, the sweet spot, right? And then, I'll get ABC7, beautiful picture, sharp everything, but I lose Fox 5. You know what I mean? So I may need a rotor. I may just get a rotor, and then that way, when I want to watch something myself, obviously it'll scan all the channels. But when I want to fine tune, I have to maybe use the rotor. I may have to use a rotor for television. Maybe I have a hair to the left, or a couple of inches to the right, or whatever. Boom, boom, and I'll get the signal. I'll get the strong signal or something, and I don't get no more pixelating. Because that's the problem. A lot of it is the. So let me read up here. Yeah, I have water towers too. I have a big one. He's right down there. Same thing. Right. The Yonkers water tower is my son's school is to. Well, actually, it's more toward. Um, it's not in. It's not going to be in the way of New York City. Now, the water tower is more. If I want to go true north, there is a big water tower there, and I have a few of them. There's one further up in Yonkers, but that one I can't see it from the roof. So yeah, I do have water towers. And then right across from me, right down the block, I have a taller building. I have a taller building here. Right down the block is taller than this house. But again, that's going north. That's not toward the city. My biggest shot toward the city is this hill. It's not something I can just put something very tall. It's not going to work like that because there's a hill, and then there's trees up that hill. So with the top of that, the top of this hill plus the trees, we're talking about over 100 feet, at least over 100, a couple of 100 feet on this side. Forget it. And then this side, when I do the math, it's still almost 100 feet total. I have to go outside and walk through the hill, and I have to show. I'm gonna literally have to walk up that hill with a camera and look down at my house, and you see how high that hill's blocking the signal coming in this way. My house will be like this small from up there. I climbed that hill years ago. Because right now it'll take I have to be careful because I'm not in the shape that I was a few years ago. But when I climbed up that hill, my house was down there. I'm looking down on my house now, on top of that hill. I'm looking down and you see, and we're talking about. You think you get vertigo on the roof? I got vertigo when I was up there that hill. That's how high it was. And I was looking down at my house. I was like, wow, this hill is high. So one wrong move, I'll be tumbling down that hill. When you're walking up when you get up to that hill, I have to grab a tree, like a smaller tree, and use it as a pull myself up to the next one because it gets steep. That hill is steep. It gets steep. So when I got to the top, I didn't even get all the way to the top. I was about that hill, yeah, but I wasn't even at the top. I was about maybe another 30 feet from the top, and I was already like looking down, and I see the whole block, and the roof is down there, and I'm like, wow, I'm up here. It was probably, I'm not gonna lie to you, maybe almost a couple of 100 feet from ground level here. From ground level here to where I was at, maybe a couple of 100 feet. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I was looking down and I was like, that's my house? All the way down there? Yeah, I was kind of, Yeah, I know, and I'm a larger antenna will do it, but I don't want to. I can't put I don't want to put too much of an antenna because of mast. Like you see how this picture shows this one. See, I can get away with that, but when you're talking about a bigger antenna, that mast has to be stable, and my mast is not going to be stable because the mounts are all the way down here on a brick wall, and that thing will be. I don't. When it's windy, that thing will be shaking, and I don't want to put guy wires on there. I don't want to do none of that guy wire stuff on there. So yeah. So maybe even indoors. Okay, I skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Wow. Yeah, I need long elements. So the only station here in New York that is low VHF is WJLP channel 33 RF channel 3. Yeah, I get that channel, not the way I have it set up right now. I used to get it. I don't get it now. I get it now on, I think, no, I do get it. What am I saying? I'm trying to remember now. Is that they changed so much, that channel? Yeah, I do get that channel. What am I saying? Yeah, but my antenna's been up there for 10 years now. So that's the other reason. They're degraded. They got UV damage on them. The cable's been up there a long time. Sometimes you just got to swap out the cable. Things like that. I know that antenna's been up there for. Remember, the antenna's been up there for 10 years. You know the water that went in that antenna now is degraded. That antenna's degraded. There's no doubt of that. I can see it now. It's degraded. Because when I first put that antenna up there, I used to get better signal. And then the line that I threw there was brand new when I threw it up there, but it's over 10 years now. So that's why when I put the new antenna up there, I'm just gonna put a new line also. The amplifier, I want to get rid of it. Or if not, maybe get another one, but have it in line here. So just get the signal from up there. I don't know, maybe. Remember, I did the combiner thing, and that's another issue. I need to get rid of that. I don't want the combiner thing no more. The combiner thing seemed to work for a while in terms of numbers. Yeah, I was getting 90 channels, but half of them you can't see anything. What good is that? You know? But when I first moved here, I thought I was just gonna get New York City channels like nothing. But nope. Because I have like what they call 2-edge. If I go on Rabbit Ears and the other one, they classify this area as 2-edge. He's not line of sight. Only one channel is line of sight. LOS, line of sight. And that's right here in the Sea Caucus or something. I think Sea Caucus or something. Newark or Sea Caucus, I forgot which one. Anyway, 5 miles or something like this way. Everything else is 2-edge because of all the hills. Yeah. Oh, Tasha, you can see the transmitter. Okay. I see the transmitter is in the city. Oh, no. The transmitter is in the city. Yeah. Yeah, they have one in Times Square transmitter, yes. When you're in the city, even an indoor antenna can do a lot. But over here, it's not going to work. You're going to get nothing. You're going to get a handful of channels. That's it. James Foley, I have the clear stream tool in my kitchen on a stand. I have to move it around in my kitchen, but I can pick up all the north stations. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Same thing. If I move them around, the thing is that I don't want to. I have to climb up to the roof and all that. I may just get a rotor. I may just finally get it because I think the rotor is wild. Because I can't be climbing up there doing adjustments. See, that's what I thought. I could climb there, do some adjustments. Because that happened. I went up there a few times actually. I went up there, made an adjustment, came back down. Oh, now I got this channel good. Now I lost this channel. I got this channel, but now I lost this channel, and vice versa. It's frustrating. You know, I think I'm just gonna have to get it. I'm gonna just go invest on a rotor. But before that, I'm gonna get a directional antenna. I don't want to use a rotor with that. That's just a waste. Maybe I'll get the RCA one and I'll get a rotor, and that should take care of the TV reception part. And then the next thing is Tableau. Have it go into the, and then that way, because I don't want to run lines anymore down here. And that's my plan. Yeah. James Foley, sometimes just moving it 2 or 3 inches makes a big difference. Yeah, it does. And that's, yeah, exactly, Tazo. That's digital. Moving it a little can lose it. Yeah, that's what happens here. I go up there, I make adjustment, I come down here. Yeah, I got PBS 13 comes in good, but now I lost my 9 or whatever, CW, whatever, channel. And it's not like going up the stairs. I have to climb up the ladder outside. And every time I do that, I get my anxiety goes up. As you get older, it's kind of scarier to go up that roof all the time, often enough. When I get up there, I feel it. When I get up there, sometimes I feel, especially when I get close to the edge, I get like, I can feel, and they call that vertigo. I feel like my equilibrium is, I feel like my balance is not there. And and then when I'm coming down the steps, that's the critical part for me. When I step from the roof to the steps, when I step off the roof to get on the ladder, that's the scary part for me. I have to be very careful there because, when I was in my 30s, no problem. I didn't care. Even in my 40s. Now I'm at 57. Put on some weight. It's different now. It's a lot scarier now. And hello, Ron's here. Big howdy to you. Yeah, that's finding the sweet spot. Yep. So I'm in the city, and sometimes when a plane passes or a truck outside, it pixelates. Oh, okay. Cause of the signal reflecting. Yeah. Yeah, I know. James Farley, I have to move I have to move the antenna to get channel 7 and 11. Yeah. Yeah. Tassel, yes, channel 11 was on RF11 up until recently. Now 11.1 is on RF7 with ABC because of ATSC 3.0 Lighthouse. See, I didn't know this. And 11.2 and the others on UHF. Yeah, that makes sense because I noticed that sometimes I don't get the 11.1, but I get the other one. Oh, okay. See, I haven't kept up with the TV stuff. So everything is kind of shifted around because of ATSC 3.0. Yeah, that's good. Good to know, Tassel. James Farley, sometimes water towers can be your friend too, as they reflect signals. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is the 2 antennas put together. I think that combiner thing needs to go. I got to eliminate the combiner. First of all, I got to eliminate that. Because that's the issue right there, the combiner itself. It's still, even if the cables are the same, but I'm still getting multipath. And multipath means that I'm watching a picture on something, wipes out, another picture comes on, like another, basically the other path, another path for the other antenna in it. And it's irritating to see that. Yeah. So, but I'm just gonna. Well, I mean, I'm gonna look around. I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and just because I want to go up there and put these antennas already and be done with it. Because I have to go up. I have to paint this roof. I don't know how I'm gonna go do that with them. Yeah. because I want to take down the loop. I'm going to put the 2 FM antennas higher. And then I want to get this FM thing over with. I mean, the TV thing over with. And then I don't have to go up there for the rest of the summer. Let me look around for. I never owned a rotor, so I don't know much about them. I think the rotor that a lot of people said that I should get is an RCA one. Now you can find them on eBay. I have to check. And the rotor is going to be just to move something like this. It's not going to be a super duper big antenna, but it's enough that I needed to move that. The rotor. I have to look. I know Keegan has a rotor. I have to shop around. I saw the one on rotor. I think he told me was the one that a lot of people buy. He's not super duper because I'm not paying $100, $200 for a rotor. I'm sorry, I'm not paying that much. I think the one that people recommend is about $60, give or take, or something like that. Yeah, the hill will be a good spot. Yeah, I go up the hill. Yeah, but it's surrounded by trees. So it's up there, but there's trees all around. When you go up there, it's like a forest. You know. The only reason why I went there because I was thinking about running a wire from up there all the way to my backyard. That's the only thing I would do up if I had. But now the thought of me climbing up that hill again, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it now. 1 hour 57 minutes in the book. 6 people watching. 16 likes. Thank you for watching. And I know, right? I wish they did exist. They had some great antennas. It's true. Radio Shack, they had great antennas. And, I wasn't really heavy into the hobby back then, but I do miss them, even though I don't want to say I didn't appreciate them, because I always used to drool at the catalogs and all that. It's just that it was a different time back then for me. It was a different time in my life. If I had to go back and do it again, obviously I would do things differently. I wish we had that now. I wish we had a Radio Shack now. I wish we did. But I know toward the tail end of the Radio Shack, it was just a cell phone store, and it was sad to see that too. And hello, my Radio DX. I hope you're doing well. And I checked the. I think today is the second. A few more days, I should get the hotspot. I just checked it today, AliExpress. So it's in the States now. But we have July 4th weekend now. Tomorrow's July 4th. Friday, I guess a lot of people have a 4-day weekend. So I may get the hotspot by Monday. Even Saturday, maybe. But by Monday, I should get the hotspot. So, yeah. James Farley, my favorite was the 7-element FM antenna. I used to use 300 ohm line. Yeah, I remember those 300 ohm line. Let me turn off the. Now we were gonna go to Walmart. Well, I'm gonna grill. I got some food to grill. I'm gonna thaw. As a matter of fact, tonight I'm gonna thaw them and season them for tomorrow. I got steaks. I'm gonna grill a couple of steaks. Of course, burgers and hot dogs. I got corn on the cob. Corn on the cob with the fresh one with the husk, with they bought it the day before from the supermarket. So of course I'm gonna roast that with the husk. I just put it in there with the husk. So because I have the grill that I have has a little smoker thing in there, but I put the corn in there, the smaller one, with the husk. So yeah, fresh corn, and then I don't know what else. Maybe some. Actually, I may take a walk. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a walk to. Maybe we might go to ShopRite in a little bit and pick up some kebabs or something. Baked potato. Baked potato. Yeah, maybe some baked potato. I don't know. Of course, make some French fries for Sanjay. Hot dog and the burger for my brother too. My brother. And then for my wife, she's a vegetarian. Thank you, my Radio DX. For my wife, we have a Beyond Burger, plant-based burger. So I have plant-based burgers, and also the Boca brand, uh, you know, vegetarian burger. Well, the Beyond Burger is very good. I tried that one. That one is really good. Beyond, Beyond, what they call Beyond and Beyond Burger. Beyond Meat, I think something else. I forgot what brand it's called. So I put those in the grill because my grill is like two separate little grills. It's actually the smaller one's supposed to be like a smoker, but I use that as well. So I cook all my meats here, and over here I do all the veggies. That way they don't come. My wife is a vegetarian, so and I use separate utensils for both because that's the way we roll. My wife is a vegetarian, and I cook for her. I got to make sure that I don't use the meat. The spatula for the meat doesn't touch the spatula for the veggie burger. That's a no-no. When you're grilling and you got vegetarians, you got to have separate utensils for them. Now, some of them are vegetarians by choice. Some of them are because of whatever. Yeah, I know, Mary DX. I know tomorrow is elections in the UK. And, Nigel Farage. I think Nigel Farage. I hope he wins. I like Nigel. I love Nigel. Nigel Farage. He was believe it or not, he was the one years ago that started all this, look after your own country first and stop letting all these people in. I remember Nigel Farage, Nigel Farage. Yeah. So right now it's Sunak, right? Whatever Sunak is. Weak ass. Sorry. Yeah, Nigel Farage. Because same thing here in the States. When Trump warned them, and look what happened. He was right. He warned them. He said, you gotta close the border. Start letting all these people in. And look what happened. Every major city now, crime went up because of we're letting all the these countries, when they let people go, they're not letting the best people go. They're not letting the best people go. They're letting out the people they don't want. Venezuela is the biggest one. Venezuela let out all the, whatever, they just don't want them. I said, whatever, so we're talking about criminals and, all that stuff. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully, you'll make the right choice tomorrow in the UK. Because I was hearing it last night about, I forgot tomorrow's the elections in the UK. So I don't think he will win, but he will get more votes than the current government, who looks like they will get a heavy defeat. Yeah, I know. And also, I know it's different over there. I know you guys have parliament and all that. Over here, we have a Senate and a Congress, Senate and a House of Representatives. It's different. It's kind of slightly different system. But yeah, it's just, so like in Mexico, the president, the woman that won the Mexico, you only can run once. If you get a 6-year term, that's it. You cannot get reelected or nothing. Over here is 4-year term, and you can only be reelected once. So you can run up to 8 years. So 4-year term, like Trump had his 4 years. Then now Biden, and if Biden loses and Trump wins, it's gonna be 4 more years, and that's it. No more. So you only could do 4. Before it was open. But then FDR, because FDR has 16 years. He had 4 terms. But he died on his last term, obviously. He died in 1944, early 45, I forgot. He died, and then they changed they made an amendment, no more than 2 terms for U.S. president. Because now there's talk they want to remove this one after that debate. After the debate, I mean, he really looked at feeble. Biden, I'm talking about Biden. He was like mumbling and, oh my God. I actually saw part of it. I was like, oh my God, this guy is, like he was on medication or something. And the world is laughing at us because of this man. Yeah, so I get 43 from Connecticut. But since I tweaked it up there that day, I messed it up with that changing the wire. So I'm just gonna, anyway, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna get something new. I think the RCA looks good now. The RCA Yagi's looking good right now. No, I thought about that, but I don't think it matters, because then if I go there with a small portable, I don't think it matters, because then you also have, there's a lot of factors. Like I told you, there's a little opening in this area where, if I'm off by here, yeah, I get a whole bunch of channels good, but the channel that I really want to get better is gone. And it frustrates me because, I think I'm a candidate for a rotor. I think I finally have to admit that I might need a rotor, because it happened to me many times. I went up there and I tweaked it, and yeah, I got all these channels, but now I lost these channels because there's a lot of television around me, not in the New York market, but on the back end, I got Connecticut stations that I could pick up, and of course in New Jersey. But I think it's just I think I'm gonna have to get a rotor. And sometimes because it frustrates me. Like the other day, I wanted to watch the UFL football. This is a championship game, and it was pixelating like crazy, and I was so frustrated. But lucky for me, I went on the app with the Fire Stick, and I put on the Fox app, and I was watching it. But because this is what they call a fringe area. But it's more fringe because of the terrain. It's not the distance, because the distance is under 20 miles. It's like to the New York City transmitter, it's like 15 miles. That's not far, but it's the terrain. That's the issue that I get here. Is the terrain. It's not even a distance, just the terrain. Yeah. Well, I don't want to put it in my garage because the garage is a lot lower. Because the highest point is this house. The garage is too low. Or else I would have had a whole farm down there. But my garage is too low. Yeah, so I can't. Well, you can separate it too. No, I'm gonna get rid of that whole thing because it's a mess up there. Because that's another thing. I want to simplify things up there. So I think I think that you know what really convinced me of that because of this one. Okay, hold on. All right. A few years ago, I had this one up there. This antenna Tyler tells you not to buy, but I bought it years ago. Right? But believe it or not, this antenna, I had it on an umbrella stand up there toward the back of the house. Of course, this one has a rotor. And this one, believe it or not, when I rotated this, I was picking up stations. And mine is up here, it's behind my house. I mean, toward the back of the roof, the back of the house, and I have foliage and all that. And this one was able to pull some good signals. Okay. I couldn't imagine if I put this one in the front. I should test this one first. I should take down all that other stuff, put this one up, and test this one. And see if I can, because it has a rotor. Although they said the rotor's not going to last long. You know, it's a cheap. But this one, when I tested this one out a few years ago, it actually did okay back there. And I had a 25-foot line going into the second floor. And it was, you know, I could watch some stuff. And I was thinking, wow, if I could have put that one over here, how well will it do? I don't know. Maybe I should try that one first. Because that one has a rotor and it has a built-in amp. It has all that built-in amp. And because the guy across the street has one. That one's been up there for almost 4 years. And that one, I only had it up there for one summer. I had it for one summer up there. That's it. And I took it down. One summer, I just took it and I took it down. Because I needed the umbrella stand for my loop antenna. That's the only reason why I took it down. And it was on an umbrella stand. It was on an umbrella stand. The same one that the loop is using, I had that umbrella stand up there with that antenna. With about 25 feet of wire. Excuse me. And it was working okay. And of course, you know, but the thing is, I you know, you can't see what you're rotating from up there. So, but I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But it was in the second floor. I don't watch TV in the second floor. I should put that one here and see. You know what? I'm not thinking about it. No, he says not on the rotor don't last. The amplifier won't last. On that one. He said once the amplifier goes out, the antenna is useless. Because you need the amplifier all the time. The amplifier has to stay on all the time. So. Yeah, I'm going to try a few things. I'm not going to get the rotor now. I'm going to try a few things. I'm going to try the clear stream by itself with the VHF thing. I want to get rid of the amplifier. I need to get rid of all that first. But before I do that, I'm going to get a new line. I want to get a new line first. and that one is coming straight. Well, I want to this because that one is already 10 years old. No, I don't think it's going to work without the power. That's the problem with that antenna. If the amplifier goes out, that's it. Because it's built in. It's inside that antenna, the amplifier. I believe if the amplifier goes out, that's it. And the rotor, I'm sure that's the one that's up there. I think the rotor is dead already. Cause I never see it move. But it's pointing, it stays pointing like that. I don't know if they're still using it or not. So, and Bobby said, "Be right back." If not, 73 is okay. Let me go back up here. Yeah. No. Anyway, I'm gonna try a couple of things, but it's just you gotta understand. There's a certain point where you're gonna have to accept that it's just the environment. Ideally, if if all these trees were chopped down over here, or if all these trees over here were gone, and it was just the hill right there, you see the houses, but how am I, you understand the appeal of this dead end street for me, for the neighborhood, is the fact that we have trees here. Like last night, we have, it was a nice breeze. You can hear the trees, the leaves and all. Of course, we get the birds. If those trees are gone, what would happen to the birds? The whatever. You see what I'm saying? There's a trade-off. Yeah, would I like to have every channel with a strong signal? Yeah, of course I would. But I don't want to do it at the expense of when I'm going to chop down all these trees over here and level this whole area just to get a couple of signals. You see what I'm saying? There's going to be a point where you're going to have to accept it, that, especially in the summertime, there's more foliage. And if there's some more foliage, you're going to have to accept that at the summertime, you're going to lose a few channels in terms of signal than the wintertime. Because even if I put the rotate up there, and I might improve a little bit. But you're never going to have 100% working, 100% of the channels working 100%. I don't think it's never going to happen here. It's not, because of the terrain. In the wintertime, it is better because of no foliage. I just said that. And also, I've been saying it over and over. In the wintertime, it is better. I do get better reception on, yeah. But when it's like this now with all the foliage, including the trees that are up there, that diminishes all that. But I think also years ago, when I first bought that antenna, I made the mistake of buying omnidirectional antennas. Because the problem is, omnidirectional is good for, like, if you have a lot of other ones. But I noticed even a good directional antenna, I'm learning now with the little Yagi. A good directional antenna, it can still pick up on the back end. So that's why I'm leaning toward get rid of those two clear streams, get rid of all that, start from scratch. Just get a good directional antenna, first mount it like that, see if that'll work. If not, of course, maybe the next step after that will be a rotator. I don't want no amplifier, but if I shouldn't need one. I'm showing that even with the 75. And that's another thing, yeah. I think I'm gonna just but when I put those two antennas up there, I did not know nothing about the technical stuff about TV antennas. I thought you could just put a TV antenna up there and you should be able to get signals. And you do get signals, but not the way I wanted to get them. Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, I'm gonna sign off too. Actually, I was gonna wrap it up. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And for my American friends, I wish you a happy 4th of July. I'm gonna enjoy tomorrow myself. Actually, I'm gonna go out there in the yard and clean up a little bit. And the rest of the evening, I'm gonna be out there just picking up the yard, straightening things out. I cut all the grass yesterday, so now I just gotta put all the solar lights back and all that. So I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna do all that tonight and relax out there. And then tomorrow I'll be having a cookout out there. And I know my wife is taking a nap upstairs, and they should be waking up any minute. So yeah. So anyway, that's what I wanted. I wanted to come out here for a couple of hours. So yeah. So thank you everybody for watching, and again to my American friends, happy 4th of July weekend. Be safe, stay safe. Don't go crazy with the fireworks. This year we did not get fireworks. But the fireworks that we get, we normally get out of the. They're not the explosive type; they're the sprinkler type. They just. But we didn't get them this year. We didn't go to Walmart and pick them up, so it's okay. But other people are going to be lighting up their fireworks, so we could watch some of theirs. So anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Take care. Good night, everybody, and enjoy your 4th of July.